Now the YouTube, I'm the TOFF man, and welcome to Urban Empire. Now I actually got sent a review copy of this, and unfortunately I didn't realise until just yesterday that I'd received one. I've been wanting to play this game. It certainly looks very, very interesting. It's made by Kalypso, which is the same guys that does, the Tropico. That's the one. It was right on the tip of my tongue. I was wanting to say Tycoon, but no. It is Tropico, and this is a little bit different. It's like a city builder / politics kind of game. It is good, guys. It is good. Let's run through the tutorial. So we're going to try a new game. Now I'm not going to do the scenarios. I'm just going to go straight for the campaign here. It is difficult as well as being good, but it is difficult. So we've got 4 different families. I think we've got 4. Yes, we've got 4 different families. We've got the Von Filsons. The Von Filsons are landed gentry, aristocrats with a strong military tradition and a hardline conservative stance. Their grand manor has steadfastly overlooked the same estate, surrounded by their fields and forests since the early 14th century, despite the land belonging to 3 different countries throughout the years. The Von Filsons are traditionalists. They believe in social hierarchy and the people's need for stability in a changing world. So we've got the 4 different families. They're different in their own way. So St. Elias, patrons of inventors and innovators, so kind of pretty much the opposite of these guys. Kilgallons and the Shuskis. Is that right? Shuskis? Shuskis? I don't know how to pronounce that at all. But what I want to do, guys, with a working class family with a history in politics and the labour rights movements, they rose from grassroots community activists to major players on the city's political scene. Respected as heroes of the people, their dedication has made the family very popular with the whatever that says. Their contributions to society are much appreciated, but this benevolence tends to lead to increased building prices. I'm going to stick with the Von Filsons, guys. We're going to select this as a family. Oh, you can select them down the bottom there as well. So we're going to select this guy. Now, I believe these guys in the background are the different versions, the different era versions of this, particular family. So we've got Gerbert Von Filson, this guy. Or Gerbert. He is cruel, so he's got -2 to goodwill and +3 to security. He's Luddite, which means that his grammar school brain power is -1, personal growth is -2, middle class personal growth is -2, high school brain power is -1, vocational school brain power is -1, but the security is +4, and the elderly security is +4, and the security normally is +1. Liberal Party's goodwill resting point at +2, and Conservatives Party goodwill resting point at +4. So we've got a good standing with the Conservative parties, and a decent standing with the Liberal parties as well, actually. Emperor's nominee. You are nominated to your position by the Emperor himself, and thus cannot be voted out. Oh, really? That's good. Right, well, anyways, let's go ahead and continue with Gerbert. You've got 3 different locations. The Rimney of Swerelia, the Cauldron, and the Cape Swerelia. Now, for the starting... Oh, I've pressed the wrong one. I wasn't meant to do that location, guys. I was meant to do the first one. I was going to say for the starting kind of player, which is what I am, because I haven't actually played this game yet. I've seen people play the game, but I haven't actually played the game. It would have been a better idea to probably go for the first map. But, alas, I didn't. And here we go. Welcome, Gerbert Von Filson, to Kaiserschaffen. Is that right? You are Gerbert Von Filson, 24th Margrave of Filson, loyal subject of the Emperor, His Imperial Highness Francis II of Austria. Okay, so we're in Austria. He appoints you to build a new city to connect Vienna to the Adriatic. You are granted 500,000 thalers to set the foundation of the new city. Okay. Welcome to Urban Empire. If you get started, I'll help you get started, with your career. You can minimize any advice I give you by clicking anywhere on the screen and redisplay it by clicking the summary window. Let's start with the basics. To move the camera, you can either hold down the right mouse button and move the mouse, or use WASD keys on the keyboard, default keyboard. So, okay, let's move the camera. Woo! We've done that. To rotate and tilt the camera, you can hold down the middle mouse button, which is my scroll wheel, and move the mouse, or use the Q and E keys to rotate, and the R and T keys to tilt. So Q and E, R and T, that's a bit of a weird kind of thing to have on a keyboard. To zoom in and zoom out, you can use the scroll wheel or on the mouse, or press Z and X. Now, my middle mouse button isn't exactly fantastic, but it's working. Alright, let's get started building our city. Cities are made up of smaller parts called districts. All residents, companies and municipal services reside within a district. Districts also have infrastructures and different zoning. They are the basic component from which you will influence your city, so let's create your first district. Okay. Now I do believe we've got to have it next to a road. Wow, that's really loud, actually. Let's turn them sounds down. Let's return that. Where's my... I don't know where I can build up to. It's not showing me. Maybe I've gone too far? Maybe I just don't know. Right, so we can build a district on here. So draw a district. Now it has to have a road connection, as you can see. Oh yeah, now we've got the little lines showing me where I can actually build up to. Now I'm going to start off in this corner over here. Oh, again, my middle mouse button's really not that great. I'm going to do it from this sort of angle so we can see it properly. So we're going to draw a grid. Now we can change the grid. We can have dense grids, sparse grid. Is it worth having like a dense grid? I don't know. So let's do that, for example. Right, this is a dense grid. Let's just pull this out. If you go red, it's too big. Really? There we go. Right, let's make it sort of so it looks decent-ish. There, maybe? No, that bit over here is doing my head in. I really wanted it so that it was like... There we go. So that the road goes up this way, alongside it. I'll try to get as many bits into here as I can. Right, can that straighten out? Can you, please? Go on. There we go. That should look alright to me. We've got quite a bit of space there. We've done a dense grid. Press and hold. I don't know if that's... Actually. Default grid. Oh, they're both the same. They're literally both the same. And both the same cost as well. But we'll just do a normal grid then for the moment. Let's confirm the land plan. It's going to cost us 316,000 plus 37,000 per month upkeep. So let's do that. Create first district. This is where you can, with two N's, add services to the district. At the moment, there's only one service available, the City Hall. That's the heart of the city decision making and provides basic services needed by citizens. Later in the game, you will not only have a wider variety of services to build, but also infrastructure, zoning options and density choices for the district. Click on the City Hall and place it in the district by clicking on the desired location. Okay, so we want the City Hall, which is cost us an extra 25,000, and is that? I can't really read that, it's so small. Now, where do we want to put it? Do we want to put it in with the industrial, which is the yellow, the commercial, which is the blue, and then the residential, which is the green there? I think we want it central-ish. I don't want to take up the commercial, but I'm just going to stop it. Can I please put it there? There we go. Now I can. 25,000 it's going to cost to do that, and the running cost of 5,500 a month. Jeez, that's expensive. We'll confirm that. Brilliant. You can add more services and infrastructure as you go along. At the moment, it's just got a road grid on the infrastructure. It's got nothing else. You can propose changes to your district, but we'll get to that soon. So we'll propose this district. Now you can give the district the name of your choice, or keep the suggested one. Later, once you've established the city council, you can propose that this be paid from city money. As this is your first district, you should use the money the Emperor has given you, and therefore use only personal funds. And therefore, only the use personal funds option is available. So we can change the name of it if you want. Hackthorn seems like a decent name. I'll keep that. And we can use our personal funds, which is right up here. The 501,000, that is our personal funds. This is the city funds. So $1 million the city's got at the minute. And we've not got much else on at the minute, but we'll go through that anyway. So use our personal funds. And Hackthorn exists. It's now in existence. Go to the progress cloud view. Okay. With the city hall built, your city is now producing brain power. This is a resource that is used to bring in new inventions to the city. It's generated by the city's institutions, and passing progressive state laws. Schools and libraries also generate brain power. You can see the amount of brain power your city is generating each month in the top bar next to the light bulb icon, which is there. That's the light bulb. Hovering the cursor over it will show you your brain power sources. Go to the progress cloud to choose which invention will be researched next. Now, the progress cloud... Can I go there, please? Logbook. Oh, it's down here, look. The progress cloud is brilliant, and I definitely like the look of this. And certainly when you get up to, you know, like the different eras, there's a hell of a lot more that starts going on. This is where you can see all the inventions. Researching inventions unlocks new municipal services, infrastructures, edicts, business areas, gameplay features, etc., etc. Next to an invention's name, you can see its price in brain power. Inventions are not unlocked immediately, but are researched gradually over time. How much the time the research takes depends on how much brain power your city is generating. Note that you can only research inventions that are connected. Now click on an available thingy. So there's 4 different ones that we can start off with. Safety authorities, which, as you can see, brings in sort of safety authorities. So you can what you would do if you manage to research this, it would give you all of these. So it would give you the ability to get a clinic. It would also allow you to pass certain edicts. So Work Safety Act, ban prostitution, alcohol licensing, and tobacco licensing, as well as edict that reduces running costs of healthcare facilities but increases their quality. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Why has that gone strange though? Like, it looks weird to me. But there's a cost there, and the research time is 58 months. But thermodynamics brings in steam power. It allows us to, well, it unlocks the clothing store, so people will build clothing stores. And it'll give us access to a police station and also the railway station. Now, these are expensive, so we won't be building them for a while. The telegraph gives us newspapers and shoe stores in the commercial district. But it will allow us to place churches and unlock spread selection. You can set the spread of residential, commercial and industrial buildings within the district. That's actually pretty decent to have, early on. Gas infrastructure, probably the one that I'm going to go for, is gas infrastructure. It gives gas street light, decorated gas street lights. These are different things, but mainly it's for the happiness of your population. It will give us gas lighting, so it improves the physical environment of all citizens. Happy citizens is the way that you want to go, really, with this one. Gas infrastructure, cobblestone road surface, and unlocks the ability for chemicals. Cost of 400, and the research time is 58 months. Now, we've got to think about in the future. So sanitation is something that I probably do want to get, because obviously it would make you people even more happier. Bessemer process is also a nice one to go for as well. It unlocks the density selection, so you can pack more into the available district that you have. Very, very useful to have. So what I think we're going to do, guys, is we're going to go for thermodynamics because it'll allow us to get the Bessemer process. The rights of man is a good one as well, but this is a good way of going. Gas infrastructure and sanitation. They've all got different bits, like I said, but we're gonna beeline for the Bessemer process at the start. So the thermodynamics is the first one. Everything's gonna cost 58 months and 400. So let's go ahead and start that research off. Brilliant. Right, how do I get back? There it is. City's view. All right, as new citizens are settling in, we have some time to look at other things. First, let's learn how to change the time-lapse speed. For now, the time is close to a standstill, so go ahead and unpause it. You can increase the speed of time with a left click and decrease it with a right click. Try out those and observe change in city life. So let's speed it up. Let's speed it up a little bit more than that. Oh, there it is. There we go. Look at this, guys. People are already starting to move in. Don't forget that this is industrial. There's a middle area for commercial, and then if you hover over them, you can see by the boundary, that's yellow, that's blue, that's green. So that's a really nice way of doing it. We're going to bring that down though to speed 1, and watch as this money is currently is that 1.5? No, it's not. It's 15. Now it's 11k, minus 11k every month for this one. Great, now that some citizens have found a new home in your city, it's time to add some more services. As time passes, you'll need to improve, balance, and add more services to existing districts. You will also gain new options to help you do so. A much needed school is to be built, so let's get familiar with how to add services to existing districts. To go there, you'll need to click the name banner on top of the existing district. So we click that. And then a whole load of stats comes up, guys. This is brilliant. So there's different types of residents that you get. And I'm on pause at the minute, so that's good. There's different types of residents you can get. Elite, middle class, working class, students, and the lower class. Now, as people get employed, they can become different things. So the lower class, if they were working in they would eventually over time become working class. And if working class was working in a middle class job for long enough, they would become. And you can kind of phase out the classes going further on down there. You get income, employment, unemployment. We've got a 0% unemployment. Fantastic. That's the way to start things off, isn't it, guys? And then, of course, the happiness and all of the different breakdowns of the happiness of your people. So in here at the moment, we've got this +3 to social life, +5 to security, but unfortunately, they don't like the environment. That's -2. There's no healthcare at all, so that's -2. Personal growth is also -2, but putting a school in here will up that personal growth, I believe. So let's go ahead and modify the district. Services are the heart of running us. Oh, it's going to tell us about it anyway. Running a successful city. You'll notice how I've unlocked the view at the top of the screen that shows how satisfied your citizens are on average with their basic needs. Citizen happiness affects how they will vote and how well the economy does. The top panel lets you find the general view quickly, regardless of how many districts or citizens you have. Build a school by selecting it from the selection menu on the right. So as it shows up here, that's the overall city happiness. It's at -10, so we're not doing a very good job at the moment. Social life, security, physical environment, average health, average personal growth, and fun. And then, of course, the thing. But we can go ahead and put down a grammar school, which, is that +4 to elites? I'm not sure. We can put down a grammar school. Now, I've got to think about this, going forward in the future as well. I'll probably be building another district here next. So I want to put it so that it will cover, well, our residential area is round here. So we really don't need it to cover this side, because it doesn't need it. So what we can do is place it somewhere right on the edge over here, so it will get the next district in. I think, yeah, we'll place it up the top here, because of course we're not going to go further than this road down here. There we go. That is now placed. So that's going to cost us 125,000, and the running cost is a massive 14k per month. Now this is interesting. This little screen right here is very interesting and something that you'll be seeing a lot of. Now this green basically means that whoever's inside of here, so we've got 3 different parties: the Physiocratic Party, the National Swearelian Party, and the Free Democratic Party. Usually these just don't agree with each other, and you always end up with like a little balancing game kind of going on, like you would do in normal, like Parliament or something like that. In the green, they're very much for it. In the yellow, they're kind of undecided, and then there's a red bar eventually that comes up that means that they're going to be totally against it. And you can change and you can influence how these parties do their thing, but we'll show you that. We'll show you that soon. So let's go ahead and confirm these services and propose the district. So the running cost has actually been brought down to 9,400 a month. Is that right? Well, let's go. So as you can see, pretty much everybody here is for it. Now, there's 5 against, but there's 14 for, and there's 42 that are undecided, but they pretty much swing, they swing right on this end. We could spend a little bit of points trying to do that up, but we don't need to anyway. We're just going to go behind them and use our personal funds. So let's go ahead and use our personal funds. You can get more detailed information about the particular Wheel of Life value by clicking it. This shows how many sources you have for any particular Wheel of Life value, as well as the demand for it. Click one now. So, as I said earlier, you've got these different things along the top here. Now you can actually go into more detail, so we can find out why they're so unhappy by clicking on here. So they've got a demand. Every citizen has a particular demand, and when you don't meet those demands, of course, city happiness goes down, and the satisfaction, as you can see, is here. So the demand is 11 for social life, and we're at 9. Well, it's gone up the demand now. Let me actually put this on pause whilst I'm explaining. So the demand is 11, and provided is only 6. So we're doing roughly half of what they demand. The demand for security is 11, but we're pretty good with security. However, we're still only at 8. The demand for environment is 12, and we're not even doing half of that. Same with the clinic with the healthcare and the, what's this again? Personal growth. Oh, that's what it wasn't elite. It was personal growth. The personal growth has gone up with us putting that thing down there, and that's gone up to 8 from 11. And then, of course, the fun is 11. They require 11, and it's only at 6. We've got a lot of work to do, guys. We really do have a lot of work to do. Let's go ahead and press play there. What's this little icon? Oh, that says that's the immediate, and then that's the secondary service. So the optimal service is a +4 to all of these guys that are within this kind of area, and then a secondary service, which is all the rest on the side here. We can endorse it, we can make it better, and we can demolish it, or we can just move it. We don't want to do that though, we're going to leave it as it is. Let's go ahead and advance the speed. What's this here, look? Oh, it's the city hall. Time to raise more money for the city, because of course we're losing money. The bottom left panel brings you to the game's main views. Even though you are the mayor and most important decision maker in the city, you're not alone. You can't run around spending money and raising taxes at will. To get things done, you'll have to get the support of the city council, which can either approve or reject common proposals. As there is still much to learn, let's head to the city council. Okay. Well, let's bring that down. And this is the city council screen. We'll be seeing a lot of this, guys. This is the city council. You can change the tax rate, funding levels, propose different types of edicts, and of course, affect political decision making. After most decisions you make, there will be a council vote, and you'll be wanting to influence how your fellow council members vote. Let's have a look at the parties to understand things better. Go to party view, that's down here. Political parties. This view lets you know everything you need to know about the different political parties. There are 2 particularly important things: goodwill, which is both indicator of your relationship with the party and your political capital with them; political compass, which dictates how they vote on different issues. In principle, the left-wing parties tend to like higher taxation and support public services, whereas right-wing parties lean towards low taxes at the expense of services provided for the citizens. Liberals and conservatives have opposing views on society's traditions and freedoms. Let's see this in action by raising taxes. Why the hell not? Because we need to make some money, so let's do this. So, active taxing. Business rate, blah, blah, blah. We can... Can't we change this? Business tax? Oh, we can. Okay. Edit taxing. So, business tax at the moment is 10%, and so is citizen tax. Now, I'm actually going to ramp up this business tax to 13%. See, we've got the red bar now. If I start moving the citizen tax up as well, like up to 20%, that red bar's massive. We're not going to do it to 20%, guys. I think we're going to do 13 for either. So at the moment we're minus 13. With this change, we would just go into the plus. So I think what we'll do is we'll put a little bit more on the business tax and a little bit less on that. That will give us a massive bonus to that. So let's go ahead and propose this taxing. So as you can see, get used to this. We'll always have one that will be for whatever we're choosing. We'll always have one that's against it, pretty much. And then, usually the other one, it's always the same parties as well. So I can't remember, is that National Swearalian Party? I can't remember which one's which. So let's go ahead and tick OK. So vote, modify taxes. 2 things are of importance here. The 3 numbers represent individual council members and their opinions to vote. Icons on the slide bar represent the party's opinion. The further towards any extremes the icon is, the stronger the party's opinion is. The key thing is to realise the difference between the 2. Last-minute appeals are less effective than those made early on, because some council members have already made up their minds, and thus are harder to convince. Let's appeal to an opposing party to make sure our tax raise goes through. So we don't need to appeal to these. These guys, they're perfectly fine with it. They'll be great, and they will go ahead and just approve everything. Now, this swing one, we could have the vast majority of them go against, or we could have the vast majority of them go for. It really just, that's the whole point of a swing kind of vote. And then these are massive, they really don't like what we're suggesting. Now, the thing to note as well is these numbers down the bottom here. So we've got 10 that have already made up their mind up. They're saying, yes, we're going to approve it. We've got 9 that have said, no, I really don't like this. And then we've got 42 in the middle that really haven't made up their minds yet. Now, this is the amount of councillors that that all of these parties have together. Hovering over these, you can see the council members at the bottom. They've got 28 council members, and these have got 26 council members. So pretty much already, if all of these voted approve and all of these voted against, we'd win. However, the swing one, which has 7 council members, can be pretty damaging, or it can swing it in your favour. So we're going to appeal. Now, there's 3 different ways of appealing. We can plead, we can demand, and then we can threaten. I would suggest that you don't threaten, because not only do the party not like you, you lose a lot of goodwill doing it, but then the party will get worse and worse. And what I've noticed, I don't know if it's if it's true or not. Let me know in the comment section if it is true. But the party, if you threaten the party too much, the party will just go against anything that you want to do. So you really just don't want to do the threaten very often at all. And I think what we're going to do is, the National Swirelian Party, I would like to push them in favour of us. Rather than try to, voting status -10, voting status 10, voting status 1. We might want to just switch that a little bit. And we can plead, we can demand, we can threaten. So we've got no goodwill with these guys. We can't do it to them. We've got 2 goodwill with them, and we've got 3 goodwill with them. So we want to spend some goodwill. And I think what we'll do is we'll plead with the Swirelian Party. You want National Swirelian Party to help you correct this vote. How do you ask for their help? You invite the party leader to dinner, you expressed your wish in a council meeting, or you explain the importance of this vote in a newspaper. I don't want to go to a newspaper and start, talking about, rather than going to these generally. We'll invite the party leader to dinner, and, we'll sit him down and say, look, mate, this is the mayor, Gerbert von Wilson, talks like this, guys. Look, mate, while he's tucking into his lobster or whatever it is that they're eating at this point in time, 1822, probably not lobster, maybe lobster, I don't know. But he's tucking in, and we're saying to him, we really need to raise these taxes because the city is losing money. We need some money. So we'll go ahead and invite him to dinner. The effect of that, the change of opinion has gone, and the National Swirelian Party has gone +2. Now, the effect means that we've lost 1 goodwill by doing this particular action. But it has swung it slightly more in our favour. The voting status is 3, political goodwill 1, appeal influence 2. Wait, what's that then? Oh, they just really don't like what we're doing at all. Right, let's go to the city view and let time pass. While we wait for the city council, this is a good time to check out the data view. It's where you will get all the information you could possibly want. Remember to come back once a vote is ready. So the city data, wow, that's a lot of stuff to keep in there. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this one, but you see all the different social groups right there, down to the lower class, up to the elites. The amount of people that are in this particular social class, so we've got a lot of lower class at the minute, which will, go into the industry quite well. The percentage, so the amount of people, we've got 36% of our population are lower class. We really want to change that up to working class if we can. Happiness, massive -5 happiness for students. They're really they're not happy. Students, always, they're never happy as students. Social life, so they're quite, they're +1 on all of the ones there, but -1 on students, of course. They're never bloody happy. They've got the personal growth, yet they're just not happy. And then the security, satisfaction, all that sort of good stuff. But we'll keep an eye on that as we go along. Now, as you go through, look at this. We've got more. We've got more data. We've got so much data here, guys. It's crazy. Sources. So the social life has a number of 9 at the moment. Edicts that affect it, none. Companies that affect social life, 9 currently. Workplace, 48. Workers, 21. And then, of course, social life goes along with that, blah, blah, blah. But we won't spend too much into here. Political parties. These are all the different political parties and their information. So Left Conservative, the Physiocratic Party, and the Free Democratic Party are right liberal, and the National Swearlian are dead centre, pretty much. But there's hardly any of the National Swearlians anyway. So, but they might help us swing things. You know, they will vote against us. They will vote for us. It depends on what we're doing. Districts, you can view all your districts in there. Infrastructure, you can view all your different infrastructure as you're going along, but we don't have half of this anyway, just the road grid. City income, so the elite, this is all the tax. And then the industry, of course, which is giving us a massive 28k per month, is that? I'm not sure if that's per month or not, it doesn't say. But, yeah, you can see where it is. And other, we've got nothing on the other. What's this 2 out of 2? Oh. Administration, healthcare. You see what the upkeep are, the expenses. Did I do that? Oh, business areas. There we go. Look at this, look. The sales trend. We've got a sales 10 on forestry. Nice. Business income of that is 6,000 as well. Working class. Brilliant. And the city info is basically what you've already seen. So, let's wait until we can sort out this taxes. So let's pass this on a little bit more. Of course, if you do too much, if you tax businesses too much, they just won't open and you won't make money. So, Physiocratic Party appealed National Swearlian Party. Vote modified taxes. Oh, the Physiocratic Party have appealed to them as well. That's pretty good, that. So, as you're doing the vote process, you can go ahead and keep appealing to them. So, I think you can appeal once a month. Is that right? Or once every 3 months or something like that. So, we can appeal once more. The National Swearlian Party, we've gone back up to a goodwill of 2. So, that's good. We've got no goodwill with them, which is a shame. We've gone back up with them ones. Let's go ahead and we just need to plead. I don't think we need to demand anything at this moment in time. So let's go ahead, and we're losing this actually at the minute. We really... Mind you, I don't think many of these have made their mind up. That one will be a dead cert of 26 against, and that probably will end up being a dead cert of 28. But at the minute, Swearlians, we need to demand this now, I think, because we're losing this battle. Let's go ahead and demand it. In your last speech before voting, you target National Swearlian Party and demand they vote yes with... It's your duty to the city and all Swearelia to vote yes, or no one should oppose its edict. It's for the common good. Either of these would work, I think. Either of these. You should. No one should oppose this edict. It's for the common good. Let's try that one. And that swung them into the approve, which is great. It did cost 1.5 goodwill, but it has a +2 effect on them. So let's go back to the city view. And let time pass just that little bit longer. Oh, the voting is ready. Preparations for the vote have been complete. The City Council can now vote on the proposal. You can still appeal to parties if you want to, but the game will remain paused until voting is finished. Proceed to the City Council for the vote. So let's have a look at this. It's very, very close indeed. It is. We've got 21 people who still don't know how they're going to vote. Got no goodwill with them. We've got no goodwill with them. And we've got 4 goodwill with them. I don't know how this is going to end up. I've never seen this before. But the Free Democratic Party, we could, but the goodwill would just... We'd end up with less goodwill. We'd end up with minus goodwill when it comes to them. And sometimes we might agree with them and want their support. And they'll already, you know, if they start somewhere around here, we can't push them up. So, I think we're just going to have to take this, guys. It's important we try to get this because it really will help. But let's begin voting then. How does one begin voting? Here we go. I really don't want to do it. Right, let's just begin voting. I think in the end, actually, it pushed us over. So that was extremely, extremely close. 29 voted against, which is what I would suggest the whole of them. Oh, hang on a minute. 1 to 25. 25 to 3. So there's one person that actually said yes, but there's 25 that said no. Interestingly enough, the Physiocratic Party, even though they were so massively in favour, 3 of them voted against. And then the Swirlian Party, after pressuring them a little bit, voted 6 to 1, but that was extremely close for me. The vote passed, however, and we got plus 3%. Wait, what's this? Tax rate for every citizen's gone 3%. Tax rate for industrial companies has gone 4%. And tax rate for commercial companies has gone 4% as well. So, we can exit this and we can go back to the city view. And the money has gone up. Now, eventually, there we go. We're starting to make some wongerage. We're starting to make some wongerage, which is fantastic. However, I'm going to pause right there, guys. I think we're pretty much done with the tutorial, kind of done with the tutorial. You know, there's some bits and bobs I'm sure it's going to show us in the future. When thermodynamics is finished, that will allow us to then go towards the Bessemer process and do stuff like that. But eventually, what we can do is, through doing these things, we can pass other edicts and stuff like that. But I really like this. I really do like this. Let me know in the comment section, guys, on whether or not you would like to see this as a full-on series or not. And if you've liked this video at all, please go ahead and leave a like. I'll probably do a few videos on this and see what you guys think and whether or not you want to do it. We've got a massive demand, actually, for industry at the moment. So maybe getting the density selection would be a good thing so that we can make the industrial just a little bit bigger. Because at the moment, the industry demand is at 5 and we're not providing that. But anyway, that's going to be it for the end of this episode, guys. I do hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please go ahead and leave a like. And I will see you guys next time. Until then, I've been the Top Man as always. Stay safe.